Very good morning, dear children. Dear children, we are going to start our second chapter of history, which is from trade to territory. The company establishes power. Now, children, as we have discussed previously, also that in this book we are going to talk about the British rule on India. So, children, we are going to start the chapter and we are discussing here about Aurangzeb, who was the last of the powerful Mughal rulers. So, in the seventh standard, also you have read a table about the Mughals, and we ended with Aurangzeb only. Why? The reason was that because he was one of the last powerful Mughal rulers. After his death, fine, he died in 1707. After his death, the Mughal Empire started to decline, and many Mughal of governors, the Subadars or the Zamidars, they started, becoming independent, and they started making their own regional kingdoms because children, Delhi was not functioning as an important center till now. Fine. After the death of Aurangzeb, now Delhi was not an important, effective center. Fine, as the Mughal Empire was declining. Now, by the second half of the 18th century, children, a new power was emerging, and the name of that power was the British. Now, children, how did they come to our country? They came here as a small trading company, and how they acquired territories over here, how they became the masters on us. We are going to read about in this chapter. Fine. Just shifting towards the first topic of our history book, which is East India Company comes east. So, children, in 1600, the East India Company, it acquired a permission from the ruler of England, and at that time, who was the ruler of England? Queen Elizabeth I. They took a permission of sole right to trade with the East. They said that we are going to be the only one, those who are going to trade with the East. So you can see the map. British Island you can see, and India. India is at the east. Fine. See, now what did they mean by this? They wanted that no other trading company from England should come and compete with the East India Company. Fine, but and they took the permission for trading across the ocean. Fine, and they started finding new lands from where they could get goods at a very cheap price, and then they could sell that things in the European market at a high price. So the main motive of them was profit earning, and they acquired the permission just to make their competition clear. They do not want to compete with any English trading company. But children, now if you talk about mercantile companies, they are there just for the profit. Their main motive is profit earning. So they used to get things at cheap rate from certain countries, and they used to sell that thing at a high price. But the permission they took from the queen, that can prevent them from their own trading companies, but not the other European countries. So in the other European countries were also there in the eastern markets. Now when East India Company's first ship sailed on the west coast of Africa around the Cape of Good Hope, you can see in the map, and they haven't crossed the Indian Ocean yet. The Portuguese, they were already there in India. They had their base in Goa, and children, Vasco da Gama, and a Portuguese explorer, he was the one who discovered the sea route to India in 1498. And after that, in the 17th century, the Dutch were also there. They were also trading here, and after that, French were also there. So now the problem with all these companies was that all these companies, they wanted to buy the same things. Now, what were those same things? The fine quality of cotton and silk which was produced in India, and the spices, pepper, clove, cardamom, cinnamon, all these things, they have a very great demand in the European market. So there was a lot of competition between these companies, and as a result, the prices of the goods, they became high, and these companies, they were getting low profit now. So the only way of removing this competition was to remove the competitors. So they accepted all the ways. They wanted to gain, to remove the competition by hook and crook. So by 17th and 18th century, they were always having battles with there were battles among these trading companies. They used to sink each other's ship. They used to block the routes. They used to, prevent the ships from moving with their supplies. And they used the arms and all, and even they fortified their posts. Whatever posts they had in India, they were fortifying these posts, fine. And this effort of fortified settlements, it was just to have a profitable trade, fine. And just because of this conflict, the company had conflict with the local rulers in India also. So now they just wanted to, they cannot separate the trade from the politics now. Now they had to be in politics also in order to get more profit. So in the next module, we will discuss what will happen. Thank you and have a nice day.